In order to grind the lens, we need to adhere it to this block. This will hold it in the grinding machines. But first we must put a protective cover on the front of it so that we don't scratch the lens. We do that by putting tape on the front side. Okay, the next step is to bond the lens to this block. We do that by using a metal alloy, and it runs in between the lens and the block, the metal block, by pumping this alloy through a tube that comes up through there. Okay, the next step is to take this lens and grind it down, grind curves on the back side and grind it down to the required thickness for the prescription. That's to be done by using what's called a generator. It has radiuses for the base curve and the cross curve, and we put the lens in, and chuck it up like so, and I've preset the radiuses. It's done by these controls here, and we measure the optical center of the lens as it is now, and then we know how much to cut off as per the prescription. I get it zeroed in, and I get it ready to grind. Okay, this thing will make a little bit of noise, but we'll... Okay, I have selected the grinding tool for the curve on this lens, and the first step would be to put this, what we call fining pad, on the tool, put it on the machine, and we will run this for about a little less than 1 minute, and it will smooth the surface down so that we'll be able to polish it, and then we will be able to check it in the lensometer and cut it out and put it in the frame. Okay, the surface of the lens now is smooth, and we will be able to polish that lens now and make it crystal clear, be able to see through it. In order to do that, we have to put a velveteen pad on this lap and then go to the next machine. This is water running on here, and this pad was like a wet and dry sandpaper. The next step, we will use a velveteen pad and use aluminum oxide to polish the lens. Okay, as you can see, I've removed the fining pad from the tool, and I will put a velveteen pad on, and along with this aluminum oxide flowing on it while it's running on the machine, it will polish the lens and make it optically clear. Put this on here like this. Takes a couple of minutes to do that. Okay, the surface of the lens now is smooth, and we will be able to polish that lens now and make it crystal clear, be able to see through it. In order to do that, we have to put a velveteen pad on this lap and then go to the next machine. This is water running on here, and this pad was like a wet and dry sandpaper. The next step, we will use a velveteen pad and use aluminum oxide to polish the lens. It's all polished, and it's ready to take this block off and clean it up and check the optics in the lensometer, and if they're okay, then it could be marked up and go to the finish department, and that's where we cut it out and put a bevel on it and put it in the patient's frame or a new frame if they so desire. Okay, after the lens is polished, to remove it from the block, we use a simple process. We take a piece of plastic pipe, hold our finger here, and it's supposed to come right off, which it does, and then we, after the third hit, then we just peel the tape off, and then we wash this with a mild detergent and water, and we either take air and blow dry it or take a clean towel and clean it, and then it will be ready for the inspection. Now that we have the lens finished and cleaned up, this is a lensometer. This will measure the prescription, and we can locate the optical center. Everything looks good. Optics are good. And when we locate the optical center, we actually spot the optical center and put those 3 black dots on it, and we will use those as a guideline when we put it on another block to cut it out and put it in the frame. Okay, now that we've inspected the lens and put the 3 black dots on for alignment, we use a miniature block to hold the lens in the edging machine, and we adhere it to this block with a double-sided adhesive blocking tab. And we'll do it like this. This machine is a layout blocker. When we say layout, it's got a grid in it where we can actually place the optical center and decenter the optical center by sliding it according to the PD that the patient needs. Bring this down and just put it on there just like that, and now it's ready to go to the edge. Now have the lens prepped for the edging machine. We have a pattern, the shape of the frame. This is the frame that the lens will fit into when we finish it. And we'll just go ahead and put the pattern on the machine. It's a template or pattern, whichever you want to call it. And this has a chuck, and we just wind it in there and push start. The machine is designed to take a little off at a time so that it doesn't twist the lens and make it off axis, make it sit crooked in the frame. That cycle was to crib off all of the excess lens. This cycle will actually put a bevel on it, a V bevel, so that will fit into the groove of the frame, and that will hold it in the frame. Once it's finished, we remove it from the machine and we check it to the frame to make sure it fits properly. And it does. Our wire comes together. Then we take this block off and clean the lens up and put a safety bevel. If it's got a sharp edge, we have a hand grinder. We can go around and smooth that down, and then clean it up and get the eye wire screw and put it in there and mount it in the frame, and it's ready for the patient. Okay, to remove this block from the lens, or remove the lens from the block, just put it in there and twist it, and the block stays stationary, and the lens, when you twist the lens, it twists it off the block, and then you just peel this double-sided adhesive, you just peel it off, and there's your lens.